Yeah, I can autopilot that shit, and just that's when it just becomes me podcasting about fucking random shit like fighting games. Hadouken! And then whatever the fuck. I would love to just, like, I want to hear the original sound file for whatever Ryu and Ken say during the fucking Hurricane kick. Because, like, in the original Street Fighter 2, whatever sound they, like, voice clip, it is not saying Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. The name of the move is Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. He's not saying Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. He's saying something like, it sounds like he's saying, like I've never understood, like, you look at the word while he's saying it, it does not sound right. I want to hear a clean, like, original, before it being digitized. What was the original fucking sound clip? What did it sound like? Again, I cannot hear, like, any of the syllables of Tatsumaki Senpukyaku in that fucking word from that game. Like, is he supposed to be saying something else? Speaking of fighting games, 2XKO is fucking shitting the bed right now. Or rather... Well, no, I was gonna say, I think there's a lot of people overreacting. But I would say that if not for the layoffs. At first, I was like, okay, so it's not hitting as hard. Well, I mean, A, fighting games aren't necessarily the biggest genre ever. They're back bigger than they've been since their original, like, the boom of, like, fighting games back with Street Fighter 2 and, like, Mortal Kombat. It's bigger than it has been since then. But it's still a little niche. Like, you're not gonna guarantee yourself the biggest hit ever. If that's what they were thinking 2XKO was gonna be. Like, if they thought they were gonna pull league numbers, then no, that was just a fundamental misunderstanding of the genre. But, like, as far as I know, people have been liking it. Like, people said it's a fun game. The lack of content's a problem. The fact that there's no actual matchmaking outside of lobbies is a problem. The fact there's no single-player element is a problem. The fact there's 11 characters in a tag fighter is a problem. But it's like, that definitely has a lot of potential. I don't understand why they're, like, pulling the fucking emergency cord right now. Like, it's doing fine. Just give it some time. Especially once, like, the next round of big tournaments, like the next EVO and shit, as long as it's around at that time and gets into EVO, it's fine. It'll get a bunch of eyes on it. It'll be perfectly fine. But I think, like, is it Tencent that's doing that one? That, is with Riot? I think they're just assuming this is, like a MOBA or, like, another weird live service kind of game. But, like, fighting games aren't like that. You can't treat them like that. But gameplay-wise, like, the only reason I had no, interest in 2XKO is because I played League. I have characters in League that I like. Until one of my characters is in the game, I'm not going to play it. Until we get Nasus, or Riven, or Kennen, or Fizz, or Sejuani, Nivea, Sona. Like, there's a ton of characters, and these aren't nobodies. Some of these characters are pretty well-known. Fizz, Nasus is a classic. Like, there's not really a whole lot of reason I can think of why they're not in that game. Like, why they wouldn't have been picked early. But I'm sure they will be, and, like, once Nasus is in the game, I'm going in. I hope it's around. I hope it's still around. And then just start getting characters. Start pumping those characters out. I mean, as much as I kind of poked fun at SNK, the City of the Wolves trailer for all the shitty-looking AI, there are a couple things in that trailer that I didn't talk about, because I rewatched it afterwards. They said this season they're gonna have monthly character releases. In a fighting game? That's fucking nuts. A new character every month? Which tells me they were ready for this fucking game. I know what that's gonna be. Like, they were fucking ready. They had these characters probably almost ready to go before the game even released, so that they could just pump these things out. But that's exciting. Like, that's something that excites people. Like, oh, every month I'm gonna have a new character? They're gonna have, like, the biggest prize pool of, like, any fighting game tournament ever? Like, they're doing all the right moves right now, as far as getting people excited for the fighting game. The AI was a little embarrassing, but when, like, there are fan versions of that trailer that just cut out all the AI stupidity and just have the gameplay stuff, like, they just cut out all the AI stupidity. and just had the gameplay stuff and the announcements, and it's a better trailer. Like, that AI was in service to nothing. It's a better trailer when it just shows the characters and what they're doing. But yeah, like, the stuff they're going to be doing with that, it's like, holy shit, okay. That's how you get people excited. Not an 11-character roster, no decent single-player component, and no just random matchmaking. But again, that's easy shit. And I think... Does it use rollback? I'm pretty sure it uses rollback. Which is... Okay, they've already solved that problem. And Dragon Ball FighterZ, now that it has rollback, is way better. And getting new fucking like, I still can't believe Dragon Ball FighterZ. I guess, like, they really, like, the fucking Sparking Zero really crashed and burned for them to be going back to Dragon Ball FighterZ as their new esport thing. Like, okay, Sparking Zero didn't quite work out. Kind of shitty. That's the thing I don't understand about Sparking Zero, too, to talk about that, too. That was such a weird idea for a fighting game, because basically you're taking... you have Xenoverse 2 that is still getting updates. They've basically figured out, including... There's an update for Xenoverse 2 that puts back the story from Xenoverse 1, so you can play Xenoverse 1 in Xenoverse 2. They basically realized this is just... We can have this game forever, and just add content to it. Every time something new comes out in Dragon Ball, throw it in Xenoverse 2. It's just the repository for all the Dragon Ball stuff. But it also is a game where you can make your own Dragon Ball character. Once you do that, the genie's out of the bottle. Ain't no one gonna want to play a fucking video game where they can't make their own Dragon Ball character anymore. And you're basically... Am I going the wrong way? I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? But it's like, you're just taking, like, the gameplay of Xenoverse, and I played it. I refunded it. I played it and refunded that fucking thing. I played it for... I gave it as close to the 2 hours as I was comfortable giving it, because I wanted to like that game. A new Dragon Ball fighting game, and they're kind of like, you know, giving up. Or rather, they didn't really give up on Fighters. Fighter Z just... It ran its course. Had tons of DLC, it was fucking amazing. But it ran its course. Yeah, I wanted to like it, because I also liked, like, the Tenkaichi games. But yeah, no, that game, it felt worse to play than Xenoverse 2. And Xenoverse 2 is fucking janky. But yeah, it felt worse, and it, like... It wasn't as hype. Oh, hey, shit, we got people. But yeah, the whole... You're basically taking just the PvP aspect of Xenoverse 2, stripping that and just making that the whole game, and you're taking away the ability to make your own character, and also the gameplay boiled down to, especially with the androids and the way the androids worked. There was a tournament that was going to be the big thing to kind of get eyes on the game. They cut away from the Grand Finals match because it was so boring. They just showed the commentators talking about something else. This is Grand Finals. You're not showing the match? Because literally it would be one person getting a life lead and then dodging for, like, you know, 5 minutes and just letting the clock run out. And that apparently was a viable strategy. So, like, yeah, that game I think had a couple problems. There was just the fundamental, like, it doesn't seem like a smart idea when Xenoverse 2 is already doing basically what you're doing. And yeah, mechanically, you really fucked yourself on that. Like, you should have known from playtesting that's not fun. And that doesn't look good, and it doesn't play good. Especially in the fighting game space. Things that are that exploitable, you want to get rid of immediately. This has been Fighting Game Talk with BlackBeltBoar.